There, it's 9 o'clock. We've drunk the soup and eaten the fish and chips and the English salad. The children have drunk the English water. We've eaten very well this evening. That's because we live in the suburbs of London and our name is Smith. The potatoes were done very well this evening. The salad oil was not rancid. The oil from the grocer at the bottom of the street is better quality than the oil from the grocer at the corner of the street. It is even better quality than the oil from the grocer across the street. However, I prefer not to tell them that their oil is bad. However, the oil from the grocer across the street is still the best. The fish was fresh. Oh, it made my mouth water. I had 2 helpings. No, 3 helpings. That made me go to the washroom. You also had 3 helpings, but the last time you took a great deal less, while I took a great deal more. Why is that? It is usually you who eats better than me. It's not appetite you lack. But still, the soup was perhaps a little too salt. It was saltier than you. It had too many leeks and not enough onions. I regret I did not advise Mary to add some aniseed stars, but next time I'll know better. Our little boy wanted to drink some English beer. He's going to love getting tiddly. He's just like you. Helen is like me, though. She's a good manager, thrifty, plays the piano. She's like a little daughter who only eats porridge and only drinks milk. It's obvious she's only 2. She's named Peggy. Wasn't the quince and bean pie marvelous? Oh, it would have been nice, perhaps, to have a small glass of Australian burgundy with the sweet, but I do not wish to bring the bottle to the table because I wish to set a good example for the children. They must learn to be sober and temperate. Mrs. Parker knows a Romanian grocer by the name of Pesco Rosenfield, who has just come from Constantinople. He is a great specialist in yogurt making. He has a degree from the School of Yogurt Making in Adrianople. Tomorrow, I shall go and buy a large pot of Romanian yogurt from him. One doesn't often find such things here in the suburbs of London. Yogurt is good for the stomach, kidneys, apotheosis, and appendicitis. It was Dr. Mackenzie King who told me that. He's a good doctor. One can trust him. He never prescribes any medicine that he's not tried out on himself first. You know, before he operated on Parker, he operated on his own liver first, even though he was not the least bit ill.
But how does it happen that the doctor pulled through while Parker died?
Well, the operation was successful in the doctor's case, but not in Parker's.
Then Mackenzie is not a good doctor. Either both should have lived or else both should have died.
But why?
A conscientious doctor must die with his patient if they cannot get well together. The captain of the ship goes down with the ship into the briny deep. He does not survive alone.
Well, one cannot compare a patient with a ship.
Why not? Your doctor's as hale as a ship. Moreover, ships have their diseases too. I mean, your doctor should have died with his patient, like the captain and his ship.
Perhaps it is true. Well then, what conclusion do you draw from this?
All doctors are quacks. All patients too. Only the Royal Navy is honest in England.
Oh, but not
Naturally. You know, here's something I don't understand. In the paper, they always give the age of the deceased persons, but never the age of the newly born. Doesn't make sense.
Well, I never thought of that.
It says here that Bobby Watson died.
My God, the poor man. Well, when did he die?
Why do you pretend to be astonished? It's been 2 years since he died. Sure you remember the funeral we attended a year and a half ago?
Oh, of course I remember. I remembered it right away. But I don't understand why you yourself were so surprised to see it in the paper.
It wasn't in the paper. It's been 3 years since his death was announced. I remembered it through an association of ideas.
What a pity. He was so well preserved.
Poor Bobby. He was the handsomest corpse in all of Great Britain. He didn't look his age, poor Bobby. He'd been dead 4 years and he was still warm. A veritable living corpse. And how cheerful he was.
Poor Bobby.
Which poor Bobby do you mean?
Oh, well, it is his wife that I mean. She's named Bobby too, Bobby Watson. Since they had the same name, you could really never tell one from the other when you saw them together. It was only after his death that you could really tell which was which. There are still people today that confuse her with the deceased and offer their condolences to him. Do you know her?
I only met her once by chance at Bobby's burial.
I've not seen her. Is she pretty?
She has regular features, but one cannot say that she is very pretty. She's a little too big and too stout. Her features are not regular, but one can still say that she's very pretty. She's a little too small and too thin. She's a voice teacher.
And when do they plan to be married, those two?
Next spring at the latest.
We shall have to go to their wedding and get them a wedding gift, I suppose.
We shall have to get them a wedding present, I suppose. I wonder what.
Oh, why don't we give them one of those 7 silver salvers, which have never been of any use to us? How sad for her to be left a widow so young.
Fortunately, they had no children.
Oh, that was all she needed. Children! Poor woman, how could she have managed?
She's still young. She may very well remarry. She looks so well in one.
Children. You know very well they have a boy and a girl. What are their names again?
Bobby and Bobby like their parents. Bobby Watson's uncle, old Bobby Watson, is very rich and very fond of the boy. He might very well pay for Bobby's education.
That would be proper. That way Bobby Watson's aunt could pay for the education of Bobby Watson's daughter. And that way Bobby Watson's mother could remarry. Has she anyone in mind?
Yes, cousin of Bobby Watson.
Who, Bobby Watson?
Which Bobby Watson do you mean?
Why, Bobby Watson, son of old Bobby Watson, the late Bobby Watson, the uncle?
No, not that one. It's Bobby Watson, the son of old Bobby Watson, the late Bobby Watson's other aunt.
Are you referring to Bobby Watson, the commercial traveller?
All Bobby Watsons are commercial travellers.
What a difficult trade. However, they all do so well at it.
Yes, when there's no competition.
And when is there no competition?
On Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Tuesdays.
3 days a week. What does Bobby Watson do on those days if there's no competition?
He rests, he sleeps.
Why doesn't he work on those days if there's no competition?
I don't know that. I can't answer all your idiotic questions.
Oh! Are you trying to humiliate me?
You know very well I'm not.
Oh, you men are all alike. You sit there all day long, a cigarette in your lips, so you powder your mouth, you rouge your lips, or you drink 50 times a day like a fish.
Well, what would you do if you saw men acting like women do? Smoking all day long, rouging, powdering their lips, drinking whiskey?
It's nothing to me. But if you're only saying that to annoy me, I don't care for that kind of joking. You know that very well.
Oh, my little ducky daddles, what a little spitfire you are. You know I only said as a joke. Come, let's put out the lights and go bye-byes.
I'm the maid. I have had a very pleasant afternoon. I went to the cinema with a man, and I saw a film with some women. After the cinema, I had some milk and brandy. And I read the newspaper.
We hope you've had a very pleasant afternoon, that you've gone to the cinema with a man and drank some brandy and milk.
And the newspaper.
Your guests, Mr. and Mrs. Martin, are waiting for you at the door. Oh, they wouldn't dare come in without me. They were supposed to have dinner with you this evening.
Well, yes, we were expecting them, and since they didn't put in an appearance, we were going to have dinner without them. Because we've had nothing to eat all day, and we were hungry. You should not have gone out.
But it was you who gave me permission.
We didn't do it on purpose.
I bought me a chamber pot. now that you're here.
Excuse me, madam, but it seems to me, unless I'm mistaken, that I've met you somewhere before.
Yes, I think I've met you somewhere before.
Was it by any chance in the city of Manchester that I got a glimpse of you?
Oh, it is possible. I am originally from the city of Manchester, but I don't have a good memory, sir. And so I cannot recall whether it was there that I caught a glimpse of you or not.
Good God, how curious! Perhaps it's in the city of Manchester that I met you, because I'm originally from the city of Manchester.
Oh, how curious.
Isn't it curious? But I left the city of Manchester about 5 weeks ago.
Oh, what a coincidence! I too left the city of Manchester about 5 weeks ago.
Madam, I took the 8:30 morning train which arrives in London at 4:45.
How curious. How bizarre. And what a coincidence! I took the same train too, sir.
Then perhaps it was on the train that I saw you.
That's entirely possible, sir. I mean, it's not unlikely. After all, why not? But I don't recall it.
I travelled second class, dear lady. There's no second class in England, but I always travel second class.
I travelled second class too, sir.
How curious, how bizarre! Then perhaps it was in second class that we had met.
Oh, of course, truly, sir. But I don't recall it.
On the train, I sat in coach number 8, compartment 6, my dear lady.
Oh, what a coincidence. I sat in coach number 8, compartment 6 too, sir.
Then perhaps it was in compartment 6 that we had met.
That is entirely possible, but I don't remember it.
I sat by the window in seat number 3, madam.
Oh, what a bizarre coincidence. I sat in seat number 6, right across from you.
Then perhaps it is there that we have met.
Oh, truly, 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 of course, truly, sir.
You were the one who asked me to put your luggage on the rack and who gave me permission to smoke.
Why, that must have been. But I repeat, I do not recall it.
Nor do I, madam. Since coming to London, I resided on Bromfield Street, my dear lady.
Oh, what a bizarre coincidence. I too have, since having come to London, have resided on Bromfield Street.
How bizarre, curious, strange. I live right at number 8.
Oh, what a coincidence. I live at number 8 too, my dear sir.
Then perhaps it is in the house that we have met.
It is entirely possible, but I don't recall it.
My flat is on floor 5, flat 6.
What a bizarre coincidence. My flat is on floor number 5, number 6.
How coincidental, how bizarre. Well then, well then, well then. In my room, there is a bed of green eiderdown. And on either side of that bed of green eiderdown, there is a bookcase and a water closet.
Coincidence. In my room, my dear sir, there is a green eiderdown with a water closet and a bookcase on either side.
Then we live in the same room and we sleep in the same bed. Perhaps it is there that we have met.
Oh, yes, sir. And perhaps even last night, but I don't recall it.
I have a daughter. Her name is Alice. She's 5 years old, she's very pretty, and she has one white eye and one red eye, my dear lady.
Oh, what a coincidence. I have a daughter too, my dear sir, but her name is Alice, and she has one red eye and one white eye.
Then perhaps they are the same.
Oh, what a coincidence! But I don't recall seeing you.
Nor do I, madam. Then I believe there can be no doubt. I have met you before, and you are my own wife, Elizabeth. I have found you again.
Donald, it's you, darling!
Donald and Elizabeth are now much too happy to hear me. eye and one white eye, as does Elizabeth's daughter. However, Donald's child has a red right eye and a white left eye, and Elizabeth's child has a white right eye and a red left eye. Thus, all of Donald's system of deduction collapses when we come up to this final theory, which destroys it all. In spite of the extraordinary coincidences, which seem to be mistaken for definite proofs, Donald and Elizabeth are not the parents of the same child. Thus, they are not the same people. Oh, it is in vain he thinks he is Donald. It is in vain she thinks she is Elizabeth. It is in vain he believes she is Elizabeth, and in vain she believes he is Donald. Oh, but they are sadly deceived. But who is the real Donald? Who is the real Elizabeth? Who has any interest in prolonging this confusion? Well, I don't know. Oh, let's try not to know. Let's leave things as they are. My real name is Sherlock Holmes.
Oh, Elizabeth, now that we have found each other again, let's try not to lose each other and live as before.
Yes, darling. My dear friends, please forgive us for having made you wait so long. We thought we should extend you the courtesy to which you are entitled, and as soon as we had learned that you were coming without any prior notice, we hurried to dress for the occasion.
We've been waiting for 4 whole hours for you. We've had nothing to eat all day. Why are you so bloody late?
Oh, but
Oh,
definitely.
we all have colds.
Nevertheless, it's not chilly.
There's no draft.
Oh, no, fortunately.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear.
Is something the matter?
He's wet his palms.
Oh, sir, and at your age, you really shouldn't.
The heart is truly ageless.
That's true.
They also say the opposite.
The truth lies somewhere in between the two.
That's true.
Since you travel so often, you must have many interesting things to tell us.
Oh, tell them what you've seen today, my dear.
Oh, it's scarcely worth the trouble, as no one would believe me.
We're not going to question your sincerity.
You would offend us if you think that.
Then, my dear, if you think that.
Well, today I saw something quite extraordinary, something truly incredible.
Tell us quickly, my dear.
I was on my way to the market to buy some vegetables, which are becoming dearer and dearer.
Oh, where is it all going to end?
Don't interrupt, my dear. It's very rude.
And I saw a man, properly dressed, about 50 years old, or not even that, who...
What?
Who what?
Don't interrupt, my dear. You're disgusting.
It was you who interrupted first, you boor.
Hush. What was this man doing?
But I crossed the street to see what he was doing. And the man was bent over!
Oh!
Yes, bent over.
Not possible!
Yes, bent over!
And?
And I went even closer to see what he was doing. And the man was bent over, tying a shoelace, which had come undone!
Fantastic! If someone else had told me this, I would not believe it.
Well, why not? One sees even more extraordinary things each and every day. For example, this morning, I was sitting in the tube, and I spotted a man sitting down, reading a newspaper.
What a character!
Perhaps it was the same man! Goodness, someone is ringing.
There must be someone there. I'll go look. No one.
Well, as I was saying...
Goodness, someone is ringing.
There must be someone there. I'll go look. No one. You were going to give us another example.
Oh, right.
Goodness, someone is ringing.
I'm not going to open the door again.
But there might be someone there.
The first time there was no one. The second time, still no one. Why do you think there is someone there now?
Because someone has rung.
That's no reason.
What? When the doorbell rings, it is because there is someone there waiting to be admitted.
Not always. You've just seen otherwise.
In most cases, yes.
As for me, when I go someplace, I ring the doorbell in order to be admitted. I believe that everyone does the same, and so that every time there's a doorbell, there must be someone there.
Okay, that is true in theory, but in reality things happen differently. You've just seen otherwise.
Your wife is right.
How you women, you always stand up for each other.
All right, I'll go look. You can't say I'm obstinate, but you will see that there's no one there. You see no one. Oh, these men who think they're always right, who are always wrong.
Goodness, someone is ringing. There must be someone there.
Don't send me to open the door again! You've just seen that it was useless! Experience teaches us that when one hears the doorbell rings because there's never anyone there!
Never.
Not entirely accurate.
In fact, it is false. When one hears the doorbell ring, it is because there is someone there.
He won't admit he's wrong.
My husband is very obstinate too.
There's someone there.
No!
Yes.
Oh, I tell you no. In any case, you're not going to bother me again. If you wish to go see, go and look yourself.
I'll go. Oh, how do you do? It's the fire chief!
Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Oh, is it hot in here? Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, Mrs. Smith. You appear to be upset.
Oh.
You see, Mr. Fire Chief, my wife is a little chagrined at having been proven wrong.
You see, there's been an argument between Mr. and Mrs. Smith, Mr.
Oh!
Fire Chief.
Well, that's no business of yours, okay? And I beg you not to involve outsiders in our family arguments.
Oh, this is not that big of an issue, my dear. The Fire Chief is an old friend of the family. His mother courted me. I knew his father. He asked me for my first daughter's hand in marriage if I ever had one, and he died waiting.
That's neither his fault nor yours.
Well then, what was it all about?
Well, my husband was claiming...
No, it was you who was claiming...
Yes, it was she.
No, it was he.
Don't get excited now. You tell me, Mrs. Smith.
My husband was saying that each time the doorbell rings because there's always someone there.
It's not impossible.
And I was saying that each time the doorbell rings because there is never anyone there.
It might seem strange.
But it has been proven, not by theoretical demonstrations, but by fact.
That's false. Since the doorbell rang, I opened the door and the Fire Chief was there.
When?
Just now. Well, that was only the fourth time. It is only the first 3 times that count.
Yes, it is only the first 3 times that count.
Mr. Fire Chief, permit me in my turn to ask you several questions.
Go right ahead.
When I saw you and I opened the door, was it really you who had rung?
Yes, it was I.
You were at the door, and you rang in order to be admitted.
I do not deny it.
Aha! You see? The doorbell rang, I opened the door, and saw the Fire Chief. Certainly you cannot say that the Fire Chief is not someone.
Certainly not. But I repeat that I'm only speaking of the first 3 times since the 4th time does not count.
And when the doorbell rang the first time, was it you?
No. It wasn't I.
You see, the doorbell rang and there was no one there.
Perhaps it was someone else.
Were you standing at the door for a long time?
3/4 of an hour.
And you saw no one?
No one, I am sure of that.
And when the doorbell rang the second time, did you hear it?
Yes, and still there was no one there.
Victory! I was right.
Not so fast. And what were you doing standing at the door?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Just standing there, thinking of many things.
But when the doorbell rang the third time, it was not you.
Yes, it was I.
But when we opened the door, there was nobody in sight.
That was because I had hidden myself as a sort of joke.
Jokes, Mr. Fire Chief, this business is Too sad.
In short, we still do not know whether when the doorbell rings there is someone there or not.
Never anyone.
Always someone.
I am going to reconcile you both. When the doorbell rings, sometimes there's someone there, and other times there's not.
This seems logical to me.
I think so too.
Life is quite simple, really. Go on, kiss each other!
We just kissed each other a little while ago.
Well, kiss each other tomorrow. They have plenty of time.
Mr. Archie, since you've helped us settle this, stay a little while longer. Have a seat. Remove your helmet.
Oh, I should like to sit down and remove my helmet, but I haven't the time to sit down. You see, I'm on official business.
Well, what can we do for you, Mr. Archie?
Well, you don't mind in front of...
Say whatever you like.
We're all friends. They tell us everything.
Speak.
Well, pardon my indiscretion, but... Is there a fire here?
Why'd you ask us that?
Well, it's my job.
I don't think so. I don't know. Do you want me to go look?
There can't be. There's no smell of anything burning.
Are you sure there's nothing burning in the chimney, perhaps? Something, just starting. Something burning in the attic. Yeah, the attic.
I do not believe that we have anything at the moment. I promise you I will notify you when we do have something.
That's a promise?
That's a promise.
And there's nothing burning at your house either!
No, unfortunately.
Things aren't going so well just now.
Oh. Things are very poorly right now. Almost nothing. A few trifles. A chimney fire, barn burning down, all the horses dying. But so the profits are very meager. There's no returns in output, so there's no returns.
The same this year with fires as it is with business and agriculture. Nothing is prospering.
No wheat, no fires.
No floods either.
Oh, but there is some sugar.
That's because it's important.
It's hard in the case of fires. The tariffs are too high.
Well, there is an occasional asphyxiation by gas, but that's unusual too. For instance, last week a girl had asphyxiated herself by gas. She had left the gas on.
Had she forgotten it?
No, but she thought it was a comb.
These confusions are always dangerous.
Well, why don't you go see the match dealer?
I can't do that. He's insured against fires.
Why don't you go see the Vicar of Wakefield and use my name?
I can't do that. I can't extinguish clergymen's fires. The bishop would get angry. Besides, it put them out themselves, or it's had them put out by bestial virgins.
Go see the Durans.
I can't do that either. He's not English, you see. He's only been naturalized. And naturalized citizens have the right to own houses, but not to put them out if they're burning.
No, nevertheless, last year when their house was on fire, it was put out all the same.
Well, they did that themselves, clandestinely, although it would not be I who report them.
Neither would I.
Well, Mr. Fire Chief, since you're not too pressed, stay a little while longer. You'd be doing us a great favor.
Oh, shall I tell you some stories?
Yes,
some stories, hurrah!
And what's even more interesting is the fact that the firemen's stories are all true.
I speak from my own experience. The truth, and nothing but the truth. There's no fiction here.
That's right. The truth is never found in books, only in life.
I'm going to begin, but don't look at me that way. You know that I am shy.
Oh, isn't he just charming?
Well, I'm going to try and start, but promise that you won't listen.
But if we don't listen to you, how can we hear you?
Oh, I hadn't thought of that.
I told you, he's just a boy.
Oh, the sweet child.
Well, the cow and the dog. The koa, another koa, asked another doag.
Why have you not swallowed your trunk?
Pardon me?
Replied the doag.
But I thought I was an elephant. But what's the moral?
That's for you to find out.
She's right.
Well, tell us another!
The koa and the kolf. Once upon a time, a kolf had eaten too much ground glass, and so was obliged to give birth, and so gave birth to a cow. But she could not call him Papa, for he was too old, nor could she call him Mama, for he was too young. So they're obliged to go down to the registry office and fill out everything a la mode.
À la mode de sien, like traps.
You've heard it before?
It was in all the papers.
It happened not too far from our house.
Well, I'll tell you another one then. The cock. Once upon a time, the cock wished to play the part of the dog, but was recognized right away.
The cock was never recognized.
I'll tell you one. The snake and the fox. What are you doing? Once upon a time, a snake went up to a fox and said, "It seems to me as if I know you." "Me too," said the fox. Then said the snake, "Give me some money." "A fox doesn't give money," replied the tricky animal, who, in order to escape, jumped into a deep ravine full of strawberries and chicken honey. But the snake was waiting there for him with a Mephistophelian laugh. "Ha ha!" The fox pulled out his knife and as he said, "I'm going to teach you how to live." Then he took to flight, turning his back, but he had no luck. The snake was quicker. With a well-chosen blow of his fist, he hit the fox in the middle of his forehead as he screamed, "No, no, 4 times, no!" I'm not your daughter.
My congratulations.
Hey, not so good. Anyways, I've had it before.
It's terrible.
It wasn't even true.
Yes, unfortunate.
Oh, it's your turn, dear lady.
Oh, I do know one. It's called Peck.
My wife's always been a romantic.
She's a true Englishwoman.
There once was a fiancé who gave a bouquet of flowers to his fiancée, and she said, "Thanks!" But before she could say, "Thanks!" he, without saying a single word, took them back in order to teach her a good lesson. And he said,
I take it back.
and he went off in all directions.
Oh, charming! You have a wife, Mr. Smith, of whom all the world is jealous.
My wife is intelligence personified. She's even more intelligent than I. She's much more feminine anyways, everyone says so.
Let's have another, Mr. Fudge.
Oh, I don't know if I have the time.
Oh, tell us one anyways.
Oh, I'm too tired.
Please do us a favor.
I beg you!
No!
You never thought to buy someone sitting on hot coals!
I implore you.
Righto.
He's going to bore us again.
No luck, I was too lucky.
The head coat. My brother-in-law had on the paternal side a first cousin whose maternal uncle had a father-in-law whose paternal grandfather had married as his second wife a young native whose brother he had met on one of his travels, a girl of whom he was enamored, and by whom he had a son who married an intrepid lady pharmacist who was none other than the niece of an unknown forecast petty officer of the Royal Navy, and whose adopted father had an aunt who spoke Spanish fluently, and was perhaps one of the granddaughters of an engineer who died young, himself the grandson of the owner of a vineyard which produced mediocre wine, but who had a second cousin, a stay-at-home, a sergeant major, whose son had married a very pretty woman, a divorcee, whose first husband was the son of a loyal patriot, who in the hope of making his fortune, had managed to bring up one of his daughters so that she could marry a footman who he had known as Rothschild! And whose brother, after having changed his trade several times, and had a daughter whose stunted great-grandfather wore spectacles which had been given to him by a cousin of his, the brother-in-law from a man from Portugal, a natural son of a miller, not too badly off, whose foster brother had married the daughter of a former country doctor, who himself was a foster brother of the son of a forester, himself the natural son of another country doctor, married 3 times in a row, whose third wife.
Oh, I knew that third wife.
It's not the same one! and whose son had burned his bridges a little too early.
His britches?
No, his bridge game.
And who knew the best midwife in the region who early left the widow.
Like my wife.
And who married a fly fisherman.
Fly by night.
Who married a blonde school teacher named Marie, who had a cousin who also blamed, and who married a blonde school teacher named Mary. No, Marie.
Since she's blonde, she must be named Marie.
Yes, who knew a priest who was reared in Canada by his grandfather, and who had a wife who was a grandmother, who caught a cold occasionally in the winter.
A curious story.
You know, if you catch a cold, you should get yourself cold.
It's a useless precaution, but it's absolutely necessary.
Mr. Fire Chief, could you begin again? I got a little mixed up when you got to the mother of the priest.
One always gets mixed up in the hands of the priest.
Yes, Mr. Fudge. Begin again. Everybody wants to hear.
Oh, I don't know if I have the time. It depends on what the clock says.
Well, we don't have the time here.
The clock!
It runs badly. It's contradictory. It always dictates the opposite of what hour it actually is.
Madam, sir,
What do you want, Mary?
What is it?
I would like to, for the madam and sir, and the ladies and gentlemen, too, I would like you to permit me to tell you all a story.
What did she say?
I think our friend's maid is going crazy. She wants to tell us a story too.
Oh, who does she think she is?
Why are you butting in?
This is really uncalled for, Mary.
But it is she! Incredible!
Incredible! Here!
And you?
And how?
What does this all mean? Oh!
This is too much here, in our home, in the suburbs of London.
It's not proper.
She was the one who extinguished my very first fire.
I'm a little fire hose!
If that is the case, dear friends, then these emotions are understandable, human, honourable.
All that is human is honorable.
All the same, I don't like to see it here among us.
She has not been properly brought up.
Oh, you have too many prejudices.
What I think is that a maid, even though it's none of my business, is nothing anything but a maid.
Even if she can be a rather good detective.
Oh! Oh!
No, stop! They're not so bad, really.
You two are quite touching, if not a little too...
Yes, that's exactly the word.
A little too exhibitionistic.
Forgive me, Etienne, for attempting to define my thought, but there is a native British modesty that even unnaturalized citizens may not
However,
understand.
I would like to tell you...
Don't tell us anything.
Oh, yes.
Okay, go, my little Mary. Go quietly to the kitchen, read your poems before a mirror.
No, I'm not a maid, but I always read my poems before a mirror.
But when you got there this morning, you didn't see yourself.
Oh, well, that's because I wasn't there yet.
If it's all the same, I really would like to.
Oh, my little Mary, you're frightfully obstinate.
I would like to telephone! Oh, good. It's settled then, all right. I'm going to recite a poem entitled The Fire, in honor of the fire chief. The fire. The polyboys were burning in the woods. A stone caught fire. The castle caught fire. The forest caught fire. The men caught fire. The women caught fire. The birds caught fire. And the fish caught fire. And the sky caught fire. And the water caught fire. And the smoke caught fire. The ashes caught fire. The fire caught fire. Everything caught fire. It caught fire. It caught fire.
That sent chills up my spine.
And yet there was a certain warmth in those words.
I thought it was marvelous.
All the same.
You are being very generous.
Oh, I must admit this has all been a little bias. But you see, this is my world, my ideal, my dream. Oh, and that reminds me, that in exactly 3/4 of an hour and 16 minutes, I must be on the other side of the city before 5.
What will it be?
Oh,
Chimney fire?
nothing much. Just a little straw fire and some hot heartburn.
Well, we're sorry to see you go.
You've been truly entertaining.
Thanks to you, we passed a truly Cartesian 1/4 of an hour.
Oh, that reminds me. The bold soprano.
She always wears her hair in the same style.
Oh, yes, well, goodbye then, ladies and gentlemen.
Good luck and a good fire.
I hope so. For everyone. For everyone's sake.
I can buy a pocket watch for my brother, but I can't buy Ireland for my grandfather.
One walks on his feet, but one heats with electricity or coal.
He who sells an ox today shall have an egg tomorrow.
In real life, one must look out the window.
One can sit if the chair doesn't have any.
One must always think of everything.
The ceiling is above, the floor is below.
When I say yes, it's only a manner of speaking.
To each his own.
Take a circle, caress it, and it will turn vicious.
A schoolmaster teaches his pupils to read when they are small, but a cat suckles the small when they are young.
Nevertheless, it was the cow that gave us tail.
When I'm in the country, I prefer the solitude and the quiet.
Oh, you are not old enough for that yet.
Benjamin Franklin was right. You are more nervous than he.
What are the 7 days of the week?
Lundi, mardi, mercredi, jeudi, vendredi, samedi, dimanche.
William was a shop assistant. His sister Mary was a typist, and his brother was a clerk.
What an odd family.
I prefer a bird in the bush to a sparrow in the barrow.
I prefer a steak in the chalet to gristle in the castle.
An Englishman's home is true in his castle.
I don't know enough Spanish to make myself understood.
I'll give you my mother's slippers if you give me your husband's coffin.
I'm looking for a monophysite priest to marry our maid.
Bread is a staff, whereas bread is also a staff, and the oak grows from the old oak tree at dawn.
The car goes very fast, but the cook beats batter best.
Don't be a turkey, rather kiss the conspirator.
Charity begins at home.
I'm waiting for the actors to come and see me at my windmill.
To hell with polishing!
One cannot polish spectacles with black wax.
Yes, but with money one can buy anything.
I'd rather kill a rabbit than sing in the garden.
Cockatoos, 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 cockatoos,
Such
cockatoos.
cacas, such cacas, such cacas, such cacas, such cacas.
Such cascades of cacaws, such cascades of cacaws, such cascades of cacaws.
Dogs are fleas, dogs are fleas.
Cactus, caucus, crocus, cockadoo, cockatoo, cockroach.
In Casker, you in Cascus.
I'd rather sit on a box than go steal an ox.
Let me gnash my teeth!
Crocodile!
Let's go slap Ulysses!
I'd rather live in my cabana among my cocoa trees.
Cocoa trees and cocoa farms don't grow coconuts, they grow cocoa. Cocoa trees and cocoa farms don't grow coconuts, they grow cocoa. Cocoa trees and cocoa farms don't grow coconuts.
Lice have mice, mice have lice.
Don't rouge my bridge.
Don't smooch my birch!
Goose the groom, don't groom the goose.
Goose groom.
Groom your tooth.
Groom the bridegroom! Groom the bridegroom!
Seducer seduced.
Scaramouche.
Satan and tooth.
Go take a douche!
I've been goosed.
Satan and tooth due to my cartouche. Who's to blame? I never do.
Robert!
Browning.
Rudyard.
Kipling.
Robert Kipling! Rudyard Browning!
Silly gobble gobbler, silly gobble gobbler, silly gobble gobbler.
Marietta spot the pot!
Krishnamurti, 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 Krishnamurti.
The Pope elotes, the Pope has no horoscope, the horoscope bespoke.
Bazaar. Balzac. Bazooka.
Beyonce Bismarck Biumbo!
A-E-I-O-U, A-E-I-O-U, A-E-I-O-U. I!
BCTFGLMPQRSTVWXZ.
From stooge to surge, from stage to sarge.
Choo choo, 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 choo choo. It's
Not
that
Wait!
It's
over
Here!
It's
not that way, it's over here. It's not that way, it's over it is, 9 o'clock. We've drunk the soup, eaten the fish and chips and the English salad. The children have drunk the English water. We are very well fed this evening. That is because we live in the suburbs of London, and our name is Smith.
In typical bald soprano fashion.
Heyo.
All right.
Like all the great toes on stage.
Oh yeah, that's it.
Great Wells, come up here.
So. I know it's very hot in this room. I know you've been sitting here for 2 hours, but there's just a couple people we'd like to thank. First, we'd like to thank the heads of the drama department, Miss Stassis and Flora Wellsman. None of this would have been possible. They have guided us, and Flo, our teacher, has given us feedback, and these shows would not be what they are without them. So these are for you, Flo.
I'd just like to say something. So, first of all, I'd like to say that it's been an amazing year. These guys have produced exceptional shows. Not only the one acts last night and tonight, but also the classics. And it seems like ages ago, the docudramas. So amazing, amazing productions. I have to say that probably the best year of 12's productions that I've ever seen. And it's been an amazing, amazing year of theater. And that is because you are so dedicated to your work, and you are so committed, and you are so talented, and you are also so intelligent about your shows. You come here first thing in the morning at 7 in the morning, you're rehearsing at lunch, after school, on the weekends, in people's houses, and it's because you love theater. And I know that Miss Stassis and myself love that about you, because you make our jobs not a job. They are such a pleasure, because it is such a joy to work with you. Because you are always there as a team. You work together and as a collective, and you're always there helping each other, such that over the course of your 4 years, you truly have become a family. And that's what I really love about the department, that it is a very collaborative, family-based program, and you make it that. So thank you so much, and I'd just like to say that you inspire me. Thank you so much.